in a large degree. Could we move to the next slide, please? So this one of the first products that we created as APMG was the PPP guide. Now the guide is available on our website. It's free to download. Some chapters have been translated into Russian, and I will leave Sergey to talk about that later. Over 100,000 people globally have actually downloaded part or all of the guide to get an understanding of what it is about. And you can see there are 8 sections of the guide that run through the overview and basic understanding of what it is about, and then through the various stages of the PPP project lifecycle to finally the completion and handing over the asset back to the asset owner. So yeah, it is there for people to see, and I say later, I think Sergey will explain what parts have been translated. Could we move to the next slide? We then developed a qualification program. And sorry, excuse me. As you can see on the diagram, it really has 3 elements. There's the foundation exam, the preparation exam, and the execution exam. There's then a 4th element, which is the professional accolade for anybody who takes the training program and achieves the 3 qualifications. So the 3 qualifications, really the foundation I come back to is this basic understanding. It's for everybody who is associated with the PPP projects. The preparation course and exam is the front end of the project. This is where it's necessary to make sure that we're doing the right project and that people fully understand and think through the options, that the financing is available, that the business case has been completed, that indeed it is a worthwhile and fundable project. Personally, I think we do not spend enough time generally on making sure that we're doing the right thing. So I think this is a very crucial part of the program. And then the execution is once the work starts, if you like, the traditional stages of a project, when various contracts are let and the work gets underway. So it comes together as the whole program, and it is suitable, as I've said before, for both the public and the private sector that engaged in the project. And I think there's a huge benefit if it was possible for the combined team to do some of those early workshops and maybe some of that training to start a project, to make sure they have strong team cohesion and a willingness and an ability to work together for the common good. Can we move on, please? We have translated the foundation course and certain elements of the guide into different languages, and you can see on the screen the progress since 2018 of the translations in different languages. I think there's only 3 languages where everything has been translated, or all 3 qualifications have been translated. There's English, there's Russian, and there's Chinese. So it's great to be talking to people where all 3 products are available in your own working language. Moving on. So, the examination has been available since 2017. And you can see that even with the issues with COVID around 2020, 2019, 2020, and still into 2021, we have seen steady growth in a number of people taking exams around the world. Now 8,500 people with a qualification, or 8,500 exams that have been set. So probably around 5,000 to 6,000 people that have taken all three exams, maybe, yes, something like that probably, who have taken these. No, 5,000 to 6,000 people will have taken the foundation course, and then there will be a number of those would have taken the preparation and the execution exam. So this is total number of exams that have been awarded. But it's a huge increase, improvement on where it was before we started, with very few people globally holding a generic PPP qualification that was available in multiple languages and also available throughout the world in a variety of training approaches and from training partners. Could we move on? Because, as I said earlier, because the program is supported by the World Bank and is supported by, the funding organizations whose motivation is to share and make knowledge and make information available to as many people as possible, there are some free products on our website. So as I said earlier, there is a free guide. There is also a self-learning, a basic training course at the foundation level that is available. There are quite a lot of blogs and news releases for the PPP community. There's an ability to find training companies, but clearly here today we're talking to one of the training companies who's able to deliver in the Russian language as well as the English language. I think Sergey is probably the only one. There may be one other. There is some sort of practice exams and a newsletter as well. And then you can see the digital badges that are awarded. And if you look on LinkedIn and you look on social media, you will see more and more of these digital badges as people gain the qualification and want to share their successes with their peers and with their colleagues. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Ричард, большое спасибо за вашу презентацию. У меня несколько вопросов. Коллеги, мы подготовили вопросы к нашим спикерам, но если у вас есть вопросы...
Richard, thank you very much. We prepared questions for the colleagues. I see a list of questions. We'll ask them for sure. First of all, I'd like to Richard to talk with questions. Richard, tell what's the role of APMG in promotion of the CPP programs?
I think our main role is around governance, where we look after the quality of the training companies, the quality of the training material, and indeed the quality of the exam, and we award the certificates. We manage the translations, and we work and report to the World Bank in terms of the examination questions, the take-up, the growth of the program globally. So one of governance, I think.
Also, I'd like to note that the guide is in 3 languages, Russian, Chinese, and English. Would you explain what Russian language is in top 3 languages, why you translated the guideline into Russian?
I think it's because there is support. It's probably because of you, Veronica. It's when there is an organization that is very keen to make sure as many people as possible who want to learn about the guide at all levels of their career and indeed through all stages of life cycle are willing to support it. And we were fortunate being able to work with Sergey to actually get it done. But I think it's because probably of the commitment that you have to making sure it's as widely available as possible.
Вероника, можно по этому пункту два слова?
Veronica, can I add some words regarding this point? Translation into Russian was ordered by the World Bank Group, and IFC. They identified the demand, first of all, for the foundation level, level 1, and the first type of markets. For the application of this course, it was Middle Asia, Central Asia, that was Uzbekistan, then Kyrgyzstan, then Ukraine, and the response that this program found in those countries, it practically demanded to translate the second and the third volume till the end, because of those who started this program, they were asking, they were begging the owners of the scheme, I mean World Bank, to allow to study in Russian. So we really appreciate World Bank and the sponsors that financed this translation. Thank you. I have last question to Richard. What do you think? What is the goal of CP3P, successful exam passing, or additional advantages to the participants of exams and programs?
I think that's a very difficult question. I think it comes in several parts. I think everybody benefits by greater understanding. So one of the key things is to really understand what are PPPs and how can they add value. I think the exam is a great motivator. Yeah, we don't like to go on any training course and fail a test at the end of it. So I think the exam motivates people to really learn deeply and to concentrate on the training course. The digital badge allows them to share that with their colleagues. But I think most important of all, the organization they work for then knows that they are competent and they know they're knowledgeable. But unless they're able to apply their knowledge back after the training course, then I think there is little to be gained. So I think it is a partnership between their employer and the individual to learn about PPP and then to apply what they've learned for the good of their organization.
To continue the chat questions, it adds my question. It seems that it concerns all the members of the conference. Is this certification compulsory or voluntarily? Are there any organizations and the legislation limitations or international limitations against those who don't have certification? Question to Richard, partially, and to Sergey. First of all, to Sergey.
So is it
Ричард, может быть, если хотите, может быть, вы начнете.
Wish, you can start.
Я поддержу.
And I'll support your speech.
It is not mandatory. So the qualifications are voluntary. Nobody could mandate that you have to go on a training course to get a qualification to work on a PPP project. I think it is desirable. And I think that my main point would be, if you all go on the training course and you all share that common language, then your project will be better for it. But it certainly is not mandatory. But peer pressure may, over time, separate the people that have taken the trouble to understand and to learn from those people that have yet to understand and learn. And therefore, the people with that learning may well be given preference.